I'm honored to be here. Last week, in front of Perch Cafe, Nia Wilson's father and I sat on the corner and I asked him if I could pray for him. And an Orthodox Christian, and a man who I'm assuming is of the Muslim faith, sat and prayed. Afterwards, I asked him, what do we do next? And his response inspired this poem. A poem for women in rage. Blessed be women. Blessed be women who heal. Blessed be women who heal other women. Yes?
Yes.
And blessed be women still waiting. Blessed be women and women and women and women, because women have always been at the center of all things beautiful to me. Stacey Ann Shin. Blessed are angry women and rageful women. Blessed are thunderclap women and protest women, and women who are forgiven with the mercy that pours out like long, soft rain. Blessed are women who rage. Blessed are women who rage. Blessed be women whose rage has not been endured in vain. In the summer of 1981, Audre Lorde gave the keynote presentation at the National Women's Studies Conference. Her lecture was entitled Uses of Anger, Women Responding to Racism. In her speech, she said to the assembly of mostly white female-bodied scholars this, quote, "If I speak to you, at least I've spoken to you. I have not put a gun to your head. I've not shot you down in the street. I have not looked at your bleeding sister's body and asked, what did she do to deserve this?" In my line of work, as a businesswoman, as a mother, as an artist of color, as children of immigrant parents, I'm asked far too often, what's happened to you that's made you so angry? It's precisely in these moments that I'm so grateful for the language of poetry. I usually say something crazy like this. Every seed dreams of growth. But in this American land of trees, not all seeds get to choose their home. And on a railing somewhere on the Upper East Side, a queer black woman waits for a white woman's gaze to burn like hot wire. In a few minutes, she'll be forced to justify her whole life, and at the same time clear across the country in a lentil-sized apartment that's boiling at the mouth in silence. An immigrant woman with skin like gold filigree opens a door, says her first true thing. In moments, she will be reprimanded and shamed. But the crack in her voice is like the hatching of a bird's first egg. Sometimes this doesn't make sense to people, at which point I might say, the greatest myth about anger is that all always goes to waste. But what is anger but a pearl of possibility in the calcified mouth of this capitalistic world? And who is to say women who rage don't believe in a place beyond the city's pain? An angry woman understands, perhaps more than most, how anger, in its purest form, is nothing but a small story of sadness, choking on a whispered prayer. So, who better to lead the nation towards healing than she? The black woman, the thunderclap woman, the poet woman, the black woman, the black woman, the black woman. And don't talk talk to me about the black woman if all you're going to say about the black woman is in the context of pain and rage? So let me say her name. Nia Wilson, Araminta Ross, Mahalia Jackson, Tatiana Willis, Kat Brooks, Shirley Chisholm, Audre Lorde. Who better than the black woman and the amber-skinned woman, the forgotten woman and the spoken-over woman to close the chasm of this nation that has forgotten to choose love over rules, sound over silence, who has forgotten to choose mercy and political grace. I'll end with this. South African writer Angie Kroger described meeting a nomadic desert poet in Senegal. He shared with her the role of the poet in his culture. He said, the job of the poet is to remember where the water holes are. Survival of an entire people relied on the poet remembering a few water holes scattered across the desert. And when the people forget, the poet is the one to lead them to it. As artists, our duty is to remember the water of each other's lives, yes? Yes. As artists, our duty is to remember the water of each other's lives. So blessed is you, and you, and you, and you. Blessed is this room, and blessed is me. May all of our sharp minds, our willing hearts, be the place that this gift calls a home. Yes.